Okay, Ray, here's the deal. I got a call from a friend of mine by the name of Bugsy Calhoun. He told me you're sitting on a little gold mine here. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's always going to be after-hour places. And we pretty much leave them alone when the money's not that significant, but you guys are doing about $10,000, $15,000 a week. I mean, that's a lot of money. And to be perfectly honest, Mr. Calhoun and myself want some of it.
How much money are you talking about, you maggot motherfucker?
Well, you guys are doing $15,000 a week. Let's say our cut is $10,000.
You're robbing us, you son of a bitch.
No. You're robbing the system, Ray. What do you want, sympathy from me? You're criminals, for Christ's sake. I think it's a pretty fair deal. I wanted more. But Bugsy said it was fair. I mean, he's a real softy, Bugsy. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd give you jigs just enough money to function. So when I see you guys with the fancy suits and cars and nice houses, and I'm living in a fucking hovel! I mean, that bothers me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, my brother?
What's good?
How you doing, man?
Man, I can't call it.
Yeah.
Another beautiful day, heart beating.
Right.
Woke up, God's loving me.
Right.
You know. How you feeling, man?
I'm just getting our settings here. Listen, welcome to Conversations with Malik podcast show. I'm here with my co-host, Jeff Joes. This is a show where we look to inspire people through regular conversations. The goal of this show is to help anyone who listens to just learn how to talk to people. Nobody wants to talk anymore, Jeff.
Nah, son.
We're here to just share our perspective on today's issues and topics. All we have is our point of view based on our experiences, man. And listen, I'm happy right now. I'm happy.
I'm excited myself.
And listen, you know, like, we're here. We're in the studio, finally. And we haven't finished accessorizing and everything yet. But
The construction is done.
the construction's done. But we're here.
We here, son.
So, just give them some announcements, then we're going to get it going.
Now, before we get started on today's show, oh, man, I'm happy, son.
I'm happy, too.
I'm happy.
I'm excited.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Actually, follow us on Instagram at ConWMalik, and I like to spell it.
And Facebook, too.
Facebook, too.
Like our page, Conversations with Malik.
Like our page. Make sure y'all like us. You know, Instagram is ConW at Malik. Facebook, Conversations with Malik. Also follow us on Twitter. That's ConWMalik as well.
Yes.
If there's anybody with an interesting story that could inspire others, this is the platform. This is definitely the platform. Get at us. Send us an email at conwmalik@gmail.com.
Right.
Also subscribe to our YouTube page because we got the YouTube page popping as well.
Yes.
Conversations with Malik.
Yes. And listen.
I just want to say one thing because we are a family of businesses. We self-made.
Yes.
We big on supporting and encouraging each other.
Right.
You know, it's important.
No doubt. And so listen, thank you, Inez. Thank you, Corey, for the congratulations. We haven't accessorized and stuff yet. And we're not always going to be able to come on Facebook Live.
That's true.
Because the media team really wants us to focus on the podcast. The website should be up, we're hoping, within a month. And on the website, there's going to be a lot of material. There's going to be all of our videos. There's going to be interviews that we've done that you haven't seen yet. There's going to be lectures by me. Starting April, I'm going to be doing Malik's morning motivations for about a half an hour every single morning. So when you wake up, you're going to be able to go right on the website or on SoundCloud or iTunes, and I'm going to give you the spiritual motivation for the day to help you start your day.
Right.
I'm committing to that.
Yes, sir.
But with all said and done, this started with a conversation. Right? So let me preface all of this. So me and Jeff are businessmen. We met each other through business. We've started multiple projects. He started multiple projects. And you know, we looking down there, but we also on the camera up here. We got the camera studio, so we can't focus.
We got
or here, we gotta, you know.
We got everything going around over here.
Yeah. So me and you met through business.
Right.
And we formed a relationship as businessmen. And, you know, we've had our success. We're in the community. We employ you know, our people, African-American people. We provide jobs for people. I've been blessed for 23 years to be in business in the community by the grace of God. And look, man, I was saved. I'm a street dude.
Right.
I made all the wrong decisions. I messed my life up. I was out there running wild. You know, I learned economics. I learned economics the wrong way.
Right.
But I learned it,
Pharmaceuticals.
you know, and by the grace.
Pharmaceuticals, baby.
You know, listen. And so I was able to, by the grace of God, change my life around. I've been through a lot of personal struggle and pain, you know, and so me and you talked and we've connected, and we were like, yo, man, why don't we do a show?
Yeah.
And it was just an idea just to do a show. And then, look, you know.
Look what we at now.
It turned into this.
Because when we first started in your den. You know,
in the den.
You know, every time we got a chance and every time we scheduled to do a show and you know, I'm ringing in on bell early in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, interfering.
Wifey upset.
The family, you know. They had to eventually put me in the doghouse. This is our man cave right here.
Yeah.
You'll call it a doghouse all you want, but this is our man cave.
Right. This is.
I just want to say this, man. I mean, I just appreciate the opportunity, man. Like, you know, I always think in life you just got to get in where you fit in.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I believe with our relationship and doing business together, because you remember you used to pick up the kids and, you know.
With the school buses.
With the school buses for the trips and stuff like that.
Right.
And that's how we connected. We stayed connected, you know?
Well, I also admired you for how you ran your academy. And, you know, as brothers, we don't always compliment each other.
Right.
But I would always compliment you before I even knew you, just how professional, how you ran your staff, how you know, so all of that was the prelude and the precursor for us hooking up. I didn't see that then. Right.
And that goes back to a previous show that we had about relationships. I think it's important for everybody, even for those that's liking us on Facebook, you know, having and keeping a relationship with someone is very important, you know, because that helps you grow, and listening is very important as well, because we all make mistakes. Right. All of us make mistakes. This right here was a gift. We didn't really have this plan in the beginning, but it came to the forefront at some point.
Yes, it did.
Because once we started discussing it, we just, you know, we put everything in motion.
Right.
We said to each other that, yo, listen, we're going to need a studio. Instead of looking outside, we tried to stay inside and try to.
But that's who me and you are as people, though.
Right.
We look to do our own thing. So instead of renting a studio to do the podcast, in the spirit of Kuji Chagalia, self-determination, right? Let's do our own thing. Let's have our own.
Right.
So that there's nobody that's going to be kicking us out and telling us when we got to leave. I don't rock like that. I ain't built like that. That's why I work for myself in the first place.
Yeah, and to those that have dreams and inspired, even if this inspires you to do something, right? You know, I just think my only advice is just to stick with it. Just keep doing it. You know, keep doing it. Put those people, those individuals in your life that's going to be able to encourage you, to be able to, you know, have something good to say, even with small ideas you think of and things that you want to do. You know, everything don't have to be big right away. You know, you could always start off real small and then you just grow from there. But you just got to stick to it, though. Small
ideas turn into big projects a lot of times.
Right.
you know, it's not always about looking for the big thing.
Right.
So, you know, and I think part of the challenge for me and you was to, you know, two people who are used to being in control, for us to kind of come together on the same playing field,
Right.
to do a project and all that it entails in doing this. Yo, man, you know, I mean, how was that for you? Especially like when I came to you and said, look, I'm looking for a potential co-host, and this is my dream and vision. This is what I want to do. What was that like for you?
I mean, for me, I'll be honest with you, man. I wasn't really nervous at all. Because one, I like to talk.
Yeah, you got a big mouth.
I can keep my mouth shut for nothing.
What's up, Jimmy? How you doing, Jimmy? I see you. Yeah, you got a big mouth.
I can't keep my mouth shut for nothing.
Jesus.
And this is just all me. You know, this is not a facade that I put on.
Yeah.
This is just my character. I just feel like, I have to keep it. I have to keep my mouth going. Because that's just how I learn, because I may see the wrong thing and somebody may look to correct me, and I like to listen. So my thing is, I wasn't nervous at all when you brought this opportunity to me. And at the same time, I've spoke before. I've spoke behind podiums. And,
right.
When I worked in the music industry, I've spoke behind podiums and educated people on music publishing and things of that nature, because that's pretty much my background before
get
I became
into your background a little so
we
can.
Yeah, I mean, I came from the music industry. You
Right.
know, I worked at ASCAP, which is a performing rights organizations that licenses individuals. They license bars, skating rinks, clubs, people that actually uses music. Their members is actually writers and publishers.
Gotcha.
So a lot of my friends were writers and publishers of songs and stuff. Could be
Gotcha.
like some of the famous songs we both listen to right now.
Right.
And I branched off to working for different record companies, like such as Koch Entertainment,
Okay.
EMI. So I came from that music industry background. Music publishing was my thing, not so much in the creative side,
Right.
more of the business aspect.
Right.
So I had.
So that's where you kind of learned your business acumen from, why you because you're the type that really, and that's another reason why I wanted to work with you, is because you like to cross your T's and dot all your I's.
Yeah, I think that's important in life, even in your personal life. A lot of this kind of,
That's true.
My background kind of helped me, get myself suitable for situations like this, and being able to talk, going out there and speaking to people, educating people
Right.
of things that they don't know. Because like a lot of the music publishers, a lot of them, some of them are artists, and they don't really know the business aspect,
The ins and outs.
the ins and outs.
Because people don't want to
contractual
take
obligations.
time and sit down.
Right.
A lot of businesses sitting down, quiet time, looking at black and white, Jeff.
Right, exactly. So that was pretty much my background. So I wasn't nervous at all when you came to me with this opportunity.
That camera, man, we look good up there. But go ahead, keep up.
Yeah, I wasn't nervous at all when you came to me with this
So
opportunity.
you were pretty much used to the exposure and used to dealing with things
Right.
on a big level and being out there in the public eye. So for you, that was cool.
Right, it was like
Okay.
a walk in the park for me. It was
Gotcha.
pretty cool,
Gotcha.
And at the same time, I'm learning from this experience too, thanks to the people that's liking our page. I'm learning from this experience too, which is a beautiful thing. It's remarkable, and I just can't wait to keep learning,
Right.
and keep educating myself behind this podcast thing. It's a beautiful thing, brother.
Well, and also the show, because we got so many people lined up to come on the show. We got interviews that we've done that we haven't launched yet on the website that's coming. You're going to be able to go to convoswithmalik.com. Not yet, but the website is going to have all the material for you, the videos, the interviews, and so it's funny because I'm here in the studio, and first of all, shout out to Tracy for the colors.
Oh my God, y'all see this, y'all? Do y'all see the
For
colors in
I
here?
mean, I wish I could, I don't want to lift up the laptop, and we got the cameras, but
yeah,
we're
gonna do all of that eventually.
we gotta do, because, and then she's gonna accessorize the place.
Yeah, man.
And it's us really using people that we know,
Right.
from the construction person, using people we know as a collaborative
Right.
effort,
Right.
to really work together. And let me tell you something. I was really, I was a little nervous
In the
doing
beginning?
this, but I know this is my calling,
Right.
right? Because some of the things that we're doing, like interviewing people that have overcome hardships.
Right.
People who have been, raped and molested, but they've made a success out of their lives. People who were homeless that are now executives. People don't, there's a lot of stories out there that you're not necessarily seeing.
Right.
You're not necessarily hearing on some of the radio shows. You're not seeing on mainstream media.
Right.
So we were kind of like, yo, man. And if there's anybody out there, I'm telling you, if you have a story, email us at conwmalik@gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
Email us if you know somebody that has a story.
Right.
Because it's through platforms like this, and honestly, that we can really help each other.
Right.
Because all of us are miracles, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree.
I've been through some stuff. You've been through some stuff.
I've been through a lot.
We all go through things.
Right.
So that's what the studio's going to be about. We're going to finish decorating the place and everything that comes in. And I'm just so happy, man.
You really happy, son?
I'm really happy.
I mean, you happy you saw from the start all the way up to now. We ain't finished yet, but let's just say this is the finished product. Are you happy with all the steps that we've took so far?
I'm happy with the steps we took so far. And the process is the process is what I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying the journey of what it is that we're doing here. I'm enjoying the journey of it.
Because we still got some challenges we might face too.
Yeah, we got challenges.
We got some challenges that we might face with this whole thing. So
Mike face, we're gonna
face it, But I like the fact that we in tuned and we understand there will be some challenges and we just ready.
But you know what a lot of the challenges are? A lot of the challenges are internally.
Right.
Not letting division seep in.
I agree.
You see, because if the inward challenges are taken care of, then the outward challenges we can overcome.
We can overcome that. Yeah.
If we stick to what our primary purpose is and what we're trying to do with the show.
Right.
The whole purpose of the show is us trying to tell stories of inspiration.
Right.
To give hope to other people.
Right.
Interesting stories, not gossip.
Right.
Not he say, she say.
Yeah, we're not here for that.
We're not here for that.
We here to get the most interesting stories. These stories is going to encourage others. People that come on to this show is actually helping others.
Right. Because regular people can inspire regular people.
Right, exactly.
Iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel.
There you go.
So somebody that's like me, can sharpen me up.
There you go.
So listen, man. So let's get into it. We got a couple of current events that we want to touch on before we continue going on. We got some great interviews lined up. Please stay tuned. Please like us at Conversations with Malik on Facebook. We always got inspirational material coming on there.
Yes, sir.
We got Black Facts. We always putting up inventions, current day, modern day inventions, spiritual quotes. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing the Malik Morning Motivations.
Yeah, that right there is. Let me tell you something.
Listen,
the morning motivations, brother.
Listen, I got some stuff.
Y'all need to stay tuned for those morning motivations.
Yo, brother, God is doing some stuff because I got some stuff that I'm going to be putting on in the mornings that's even surprising me. Because as I'm putting this stuff together, I'm like, how did I put this together?
It even inspired you, huh?
Listen. So listen, I want to talk about the mass shootings that's going on.
Yeah, man.
And so we know about the shooting in Parkland,
right,
in Florida. They knew about this kid,
right,
in advance.
Right.
They were told, and it was reported that he was a threat multiple times. His classmates, different people say, yo, this kid is a threat.
Right.
And still nothing was done until it was too late. And then
Damn.
some of these officers, they had a school officer at the school who didn't go in to respond. And then now some of the sheriffs got there and never went in. They never went in, Jeff. They sat outside, I guess, waiting for reinforcements or trying to figure out how we should handle
While
this.
people was getting shot and killed.
While kids were getting murdered by a 19-year-old who was able to gain access to an AR-15, weapons that they use in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah. Sad, man.
There's no reason that kids should have been able to get access to them weapons.
And now I think now what's happening is, I mean, I don't feel, because this is what our president is basically speaking on, and he's basically stating that they're trying to put together a law where teachers in schools walk around with firearms.
Oh, come on.
I mean, me personally, having teachers walk around with firearms in the school, I just really can't trust that. I don't think anybody would be able to trust that.
Well, okay, so they're going to have the guns in the school. All right, so if you arm teachers in the school, so the teacher can't have the bullets around kids inside.
Right.
So they're going to have to keep the bullets someplace else.
Right.
Okay, so if the shooting happens, not only do you got kids running around and going crazy, Jeff, but now you got to get to the bullets that's supposed to be secured with a lock and key. So what if the guy comes in shooting in your class?
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Instead of doing that, why can't we beef up more security?
In the school?
In the school. You could beef up more security, install doors, install a detection when, for instance, if there's anything that's happening, you could install some doors where it could self-lock. It could be bulletproof.
Okay, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of things that we could do for security.
Right.
And that's a good point.
Right.
That's a good point. Do you think there should be metal detectors in all schools?
I mean, I think if you have the right security, you don't even need metal detectors.
So security as far as what?
I'm talking about like in banks. Like when you go to banks, a lot of stuff in banks is bulletproof. Like that whole counter. Some of the banks is actually open, but even if you have like buzzers, if you have like buzzers under a desk, have self-lock doors that's bulletproof. You know,
where if something happens, a button gets pressed and then everybody's doors kind of get locked.
Exactly.
And the kids are safe inside the school.
Exactly.
Okay.
I just don't think parents
But then
is
what
gonna
if,
be with that.
okay, but that's cool. But then what if he gets into class and kids want to run out the other door to class, but now it's locked and now they're locked in with him? Or there's still a way where he can open the door. You can open the door from the inside to get out.
You got a
All
point
right,
there.
There's a lot of different. I see what you're saying.
You got a point there. Because if there's no metal detectives, someone is actually able to come in. I mean, I just don't feel like parents would be comfortable even allowing teachers to have firearms.
Right, because now what if it's a high school teacher and one of the kids start assaulting them?
Right.
They're not going to reach for their weapon.
Exactly.
I mean, you're talking about mental health. Not all teachers is right. Yo, I knew some teachers in school, if they had a weapon, they'd have shot somebody.
Yo, man. It's real. It's real.
I mean, I'm just saying. Some of you're going to give teachers. But now, hold on a second. So you're going to be trained for teaching.
Right.
Calculus, geometry, chemistry. But then you also got to be trained to, I don't know, isn't that counterproductive? Isn't that kind of maybe going against? And by the way, welcome to Conversations with Malik, and we're on one of the few times we're going to be on. We're talking about, the Parkland mass shootings and mass shootings in general. So what is, and if you want to chime in and anybody has any opinions or questions that they want to say, we'll respond to you guys. We'll interact with you. So what is it that you're actually, he said, like the IS-59 days. Yeah, Corey, you remember? Yeah, I went to IS-59, kid. Yeah, there was teachers how we was wilding. One of us would have got shot.
How about them Brooklyn schools, man, like Wingate, Erasmus?
Yeah. But now the flip side is those mass shootings aren't happening in African American schools. They're not happening in prominently African American schools.
It's not. But a lot of this stuff.
There's shootings in general.
There's shootings in general. A lot of this stuff that's happening so frequently.
But they don't have AR-15s.
They don't have those type of guns. A lot of that stuff that's happening is just influencing others. I mean, at some point, that stuff will start happening here. We just hope not. We have to find a problem solver right now. It has to be something that we need to come and it has to be compromising to parents. I mean, having teachers walking around with firearms, I don't know if that's going to make sense.
I don't know if that's going to make sense. I mean, maybe there can be, case of emergency, there could be a couple of the people, but then in the school, but depending on where they're at when the stuff happens. What if the person's taking a crap that got the firearm? What if they're on a different floor? Some of these campuses are big. In other states, their junior high schools and their middle schools and high schools are on campuses, bro.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
And one of those military style weapons, they're firing like 100 rounds in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, son.
So
that's some heavy artillery. Heavy.
So first off, a 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz should not have been able to gain access to an AR-15.
I mean, if they knew
he should at least be 21, and you don't need an AR-15 for protection.
But they were saying also something went on personally in his household. I think it was his grandmother, his mother passed away.
His foster mother.
His foster mother passed away.
His adopted mother died.
So when they were saying that, but this guy has some mental problems from the get-go.
Yeah.
He already was going through something from the get-go.
Now, the FBI kind of dropped the ball. I mean, I know they get a lot of reports coming over to them. But they dropped the ball on this one. I know they're not perfect. But I mean, kids in his school was saying, this guy is, the kids were saying,
this guy's a problem.
If there's a mass shooting here, it's going to be Nikki.
Right.
It's going to be Nikki. It's going to be Nikki.
Wow.
And these people, they're just, but let me tell you something deep. And so we're going to get deep right now. The NRA gave Donald Trump $30 million, but I guess you could say to me, yeah, but NRA has also funded other politicians, which you're right. Both sides of the aisle, Democrat, Republicans.
Right.
I get that. I'm not a fool. I'm not playing partisan politics here.
Okay.
Right? The NRA funds both sides of the aisle. But they gave Donald Trump $30 million. Okay? They have strong lobbyists, but what's happening to them now is 20 major companies have pulled out of funding the NRA. You got some of them. You got Delta. You got United Airlines. You got a lot of these different companies that's pulling out. So now, Jeff, the NRA finds themselves in a sticky situation because not only do you have companies who donate money to them, pulling out, who sponsor them, who let them advertise through their vehicles, on their planes and different things like that. Now you got these kids who survived the shooting, who they're like, enough is enough.
These kids are speaking up now. They are speaking up. There's a lot of protesting going on right now with these kids. They are speaking up. They're tired. They're tired.
And rightfully so.
They're tired. And it's just the facts right now. They're just tired.
Rightfully so.
You know, this has been going on way too long. Like it's almost like I don't think parents feel like they're safe at some point.
So here's the list. The First National Bank of Omaha said it will stop issuing NRA branded Visa card. Enterprise. I'm going to run down the days and how all of this is happening.
Enterprise, wow, that's some big
So
company.
February 22nd, last Thursday, First National Bank Enterprise back out. Yo, that's it. Friday, February 23rd, and if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the mass shootings.
Right.
And most recently, Parkland, Florida, with Nikki Cruz.
Right.
Friday, February 23rd, Symantec backs out.
Wow.
Same day, Hertz.
Hurts?
MetLife, Simply Safe. Later that day,
Oh, these are some huge companies.
these are huge companies. Later that day, Avish and Budget
Wow.
pulled out, which are owned by Avis Budget Group, said through a spokeswoman that the brands will stop offering discounts on car rentals to NRA members beginning March 26th.
Oh, wow.
Movie recording has been stopped. We got to re-record. Yeah, got to start the recording again. March 26th.
Wow.
So now check this out. We probably got to set the timer to longer. It's all right. So now check this out. So that's going to start affecting people's pockets. That's going to start affecting people's pockets. You see how that's happening? Because now when people go to rent, they used to getting a discount through the NRA.
Right. That's going to affect.
They're not going to get the discount
They're not going to
no
get the
more.
discount no more. That's going to affect a lot of their pockets.
So they're going to say to the NRA, yo, man, y'all need to cut a deal so that we can get this discount back.
Right.
Later that day, Allied and North American, two moving van lines that are both owned by Server, said that the brands will no longer have an affiliate relationship with the NRA effective immediately. True Car, Saturday, Delta pulled out of the NRA. United Airlines, Paramount,
No, Paramount. Wow.
and Starkey. Yo, brother, you ever want to influence a major organization?
Right.
What you got to do? Affect their money.
Yeah, son. Once you affect their money, that's it. That's it. That's it.
Yo, Joes, we're here right now doing the show. Right now, they are talking.
Yeah.
They having meetings at
Yeah.
the NRA.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you think?
Sure. I definitely think they are.
They having meetings.
Somebody got to come up with a solution right now.
And just to inform you, the NRA didn't always have these positions. In the early 19th century, late 19th century, early 20th century, we're in the 21st century now. Late 19th century, NRA was about, so this whole Second Amendment thing, the NRA was about strict gun laws. Right? Even in the early 20th century, they were. It wasn't until 1977 that there was a coup that happened, and it was a group that took over the NRA. They ousted the old crew that was about this whole gun protection thing, and a radical wing took over the NRA. And here you have it. See, because they doubled down. They're doubling down right now outwardly.
Right.
But inwardly, based on this list, and if you're just tuning in to the show, we're talking about the mass shootings. We're going to get into Monique and Netflix, and we're talking about the new studio. Welcome to Conversations with Malik. Please like us at our Facebook website, Conversations with Malik, and our website will be up soon, convoswithmalik.com. So now they're doubling down outwardly, but let me drop a science on you. This whole thing is about, I don't know if you watch Homeland. There's a series that come on Showtime.
Homeland? I don't
Good
watch
afternoon,
Homeland.
Trace. How you doing? There's a series that come on Homeland called a series that come on Showtime called Homeland, and they kind of reaffirmed what I was saying, that this whole Second Amendment and the right to bear arms thing, you want to know what it's really about? It's really about white people in rural America feeling like they might have to defend themselves against tyranny. If they ever get a president in that they don't agree with,
it's a wrap.
If they ever get to a position, you saw what happened with Trump. Trump said he wasn't conceding if he lost. Trump was saying it was rigged.
I mean,
it was rigged for you.
He said it himself.
He was saying it's rigged, but he won. It was rigged for you. And check this out. So Trump was saying the election was rigged. And so the whole thing with this whole Second Amendment and the gun rights is that those white people, which a lot of them are racist, they also feel like there might be a race war because they think African Americans haven't forgiven them for slavery, which we're very forgiving people.
I mean, we don't forgive them.
I mean, shoot, if anybody is capable of forgiveness, it's us.
Right. We on to something different right now.
We on to trying to build.
Right.
And so that's what it's about, Jeff. That's what it's about, brother.
Sad,
and I know we're going to move on to talk about Monique and Netflix because you got some opinions.
I got some stuff on Monique, man. But before, I just want to, this right here was from The View. She was actually on The View right here.
You going to play it? And
I want to play this. So we get a full understanding. I'm going to put this close to the mic. I'm going to play this.
How long of it are you playing?
Just a little clip of it. Just a little clip. Just a little snippet, because I just want people to hear about this right here. This is really important facts. She was interviewed on The View, and this is it here.
Netflix offered you $500,000 for a comedy special.
Yes.
They reportedly gave Amy Schumer $13 million.
Yes.
Is your issue that Netflix offered Amy more than you, or that you feel they're discriminating against women or women of color? What exactly?
Well, the issue was when I first said, let's boycott Netflix, I said for gender bias and color bias. Because when Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle received their offers, they were $20 million, and they were very public about the offers. When Amy Schumer initially received her offer, it was $11 million. She went back to Netflix and said, I shouldn't get what the legends are getting, but because I'm a woman, I should get more. And Netflix agreed, and they then gave her $2 million more. That's where the $13 million comes from. So in the discussion with Netflix, Robbie Prohl, who was vice president of comedy, when he was speaking with my husband, Sidney, and our attorney, Ricky Anderson, they were saying, speaking in reference to the deal, and they wanted to know, how did you come up with that number? How is it that Monique gets paid $126 less than Amy Schumer would get paid? And Robbie Prohl said, well, we go by what we anticipate you'll do.
Right.
So then Sidney said, well, based off of Monique's resume, you see that what she's done. I know, but we don't go off of resumes. He said, well, then may I ask how you came up with Amy Schumer's number? He said, well, she sold out Madison Square Garden twice, and she had a hit movie in 2017. Sidney then said, is that not Amy Schumer's resume? And then this was the response.
Radio silence.
It got dead silent. And then he said, we appreciate what you're trying to say. And then they...
Right. Okay. Go ahead.
I mean, Monique is a difficult person to work with. She's very difficult. At first, when I heard about this whole thing and I read on it, and I listened to her interviews, I actually felt like my opinion was that, Monique she has an extensive resume. Yes, she does.
Yes, she does.
But what have she done lately? This is business at the end of the day. This is what she was offered. Her resume she has a long, extensive resume, but what have she done lately?
Well, she would say she did, the Christmas movie. That she did Precious.
Right.
That she did, what's the other movie she was in?
Well, she was in the show The Parkers.
Well, that's a TV
That's a
show.
TV
from
show.
back in the day. I'm talking about her recent movies.
Recent movies was the ones you mentioned. I really can't remember. I can't think off the head.
I'm just saying she would say that those movies did well. And that justifies me getting what I should be getting.
Right. My thing is, she may be worth more than $500,000. Question is, what do she think she's worth?
Well, obviously that's what she's saying.
I don't even think she didn't even counter offer.
She's saying they didn't give her a chance to.
Because Monique is a very difficult person to work with. Now, do you think that they really didn't give her a chance?
They didn't. If you listen to the interview with Power 105, they didn't give her a chance to offer because they said, this is our offer. They said, this is our offer. And it's a hard offer. That's why she's so upset. They didn't give her a chance to counter offer. And she feels like it's gender bias. But the thing is, when you don't have other offers, that's like I play for the Knicks.
Right.
I'm a free agent. You know where I'm going with this.
Exactly.
So my agent is like, the Knicks say, yo, man, I'm going to give you $30 million for 2 years. And my agent's like, nah, we could get $60 million for 3 years.
Right.
From the Mavericks. Then that's when the Knicks go, okay. Then I'll give you
this much.
So
right.
What other offers was she getting?
Right. Nothing.
Well, there you go. So first of all, you don't have no leverage point. Second of all, Amy Schumer sold out Madison Square Garden twice. Do you know how many people can fit in Madison Square Garden? So you want Netflix to invest in you. Listen, and I get her and her husband. Her husband seems real savvy. He seems real sharp.
I mean, I get that. I get
get what they're kind of saying. I don't think it's a total attack on black sisters. But to be honest with you, what black female comedian, maybe besides Tiffany Haddish, who's on the come up, who are you giving $10 million to do a Netflix deal?
Exactly.
No, I'm saying if you Netflix, who? I can't name one black female.
I can't name one black female at all. I can't name one black female at all.
Legend or not. Numbers is numbers. Me and you businessmen.
Yeah, exactly. She's taking this to television. And I understand she's expressing herself. I totally understand that. She even said that Wanda Sykes got offered $250,000.
Yeah, she didn't just say that. She did.
She did.
She did get offered that.
Right. She did get offered that.
Yeah, well then, so her husband was saying that Monique can make at least $2 million over that course of time just in doing the shows and the other things she's doing. So then just keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing what you're doing.
I'm just saying, so I'm not boycotting Netflix.
Right.
I like Netflix. I'm watching Netflix. I don't see no persecution on the black community anywhere from Netflix.
I agree.
I don't, they contract negotiating. Yes, that's my sister. Yes, I love her. But she's a little, from everything that I've been seeing, she's really uptight. And I'm hearing that she's hard to work with. And let me tell you something. When you like the Moniques of the world, when you like the Dame Dashers of the world, when you are somebody that's always confrontational, I have people who have worked for me before. I just don't. It is days that I walk up and they have some type of confrontational issue. And guess what, man? They don't stay with me for long.
Right.
I let them go.
Right. Because that right there is just bad business. At the end of the day, if you don't let them go, then other people's going to start going, you know?
You just mess up from what I'm hearing about Monique, she just messes up the vibe. And she just like, you know, it's always something wrong with her. She always feels like she has to check people and put people in their fate, put people in their place. And you know what, to be honest with you, you know, I was about to say something. Go ahead.
And you saw what she said. You heard what she said when she was being interviewed on the morning show with Charlamagne. She said she's big and fat.
Big fat black woman.
Big fat black woman. What does that tell you?
I don't know, man. Tells me she's bitter.
There you go. I ain't boycotting Netflix.
So she's saying she deserves upward to $5 or $10 million. That's what she's saying. For 2 years.
For 2 years.
I mean, the Netflix deal sucked. I wouldn't.
I mean, it definitely sucked, but I wouldn't make it public.
But why don't you maybe try to? But then she's saying she got a resume and she's trying to build her. Now this ain't helping your cause. This isn't helping. Okay, so see, everything is strategy, people. And African American people, let me tell you something. Stop being so overly sensitive.
Right. I agree.
Because when you expose your sensitivity, I had a situation with this contract that I got, and I was being treated unfairly by some of the people who used the service. And so there was one of the representatives that called me that said, you know, listen, Malik, I just want to let you know that I see what's happening, and I feel like you're being treated unfair, this and that, that and this and that, that and this. Now, I don't know if that person was trying to check my temperature. See, people put thermometers in your mouth. Right. Without you, the thermometers go in the mouth for a reason, because it checks the temperature. Right. So what you say is a thermometer testing situation for people. Right. And you don't even know it. So I don't know whether he was just checking me out like a thermometer.
Probably was.
Because every conversation is school.
Yeah.
I learned that from Jamaica, Queens. Every conversation is school.
I believe that.
Don't take a conversation off.
Right.
I'm talking about even the subtle conversations. Just like you just sitting down talking with somebody.
That's what I believe.
So the person was saying to me, they said, we realize you feel you're untreated, this and that, that and this, you know, what you think we could do, and this and that, and this. And I said, no, you know, I'm okay. I said, I'm a big boy. I said, I understand it's just business. I'm really not upset. Now, I was upset, but I didn't tell them that.
You didn't tell them that.
I said, I'm really not upset about it. And actually, I wasn't upset for long because I'm really groomed in business. Right. That I'm like a goose. As the water's coming off my back, when it falls off, it's off. Right. I don't carry around with it and walk with it.
Exactly.
Because the key, man, and this is a key to a lot of you people who are going into business or in business, you can't think based on emotion.
Right, right.
And Monique right now, to me, is being over emotional, and you're always interviewing. I don't care if you're a legend. Right. You're interviewing for new opportunities, bro.
Exactly.
So guess what? There's people that might have wanted to deal with her that sees what she's doing, and they might be like, yo, well, what's going to happen if our deal don't go favorable with her?
There you go. Because right now, she could be, by all this press that she's having right now and talking about this, she could be opening up a can of worms right now.
She is.
For situations and opportunities that she could get later on.
Right.
This right here is going to affect her.
Right. So we got to be careful. Like right now, what we're doing, Me and you are auditioning for future opportunities.
Exactly.
If me and you think for a second, this is going to be put on the website. We're on Facebook because we're trying to over promote. They don't, Justin Marsden, he doesn't want us on Facebook. But
Right.
we're kind of breaking, Kareem, the producer, doesn't want us on, but we're kind of coming on because we want to keep promoting ourselves, right? But we're interviewing.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Because there's somebody that's going to look at our past material and go, do I want to work with them?
Like it's an audition. That's exactly what it is. I agree.
This very moment, we're auditioning.
Exactly.
That camera right there is rolling. This camera, everything that we're doing, how we created the studio and the colors and how we're going to accessorize and the table that we choose. When we go and choose a table, when we bring people in to interview, all of our interviews, all of that is our future auditions, man.
Yeah. To those who just tuning in, we talk about Monique and the Netflix deal that she got. We just raising some point and some examples on how people should understand a little bit much more and how they carry themselves when it comes to business itself. I just think it's important,
I want to stay happy. I'm happy today. Why did I let myself get I'm supposed to be enjoying the new studio. Yo, what color is that? What color you think that is?
That right there is it's not red.
What is it?
That's like I don't know. It's in a red family.
It's poppy.
Poppy red?
It's poppy.
What y'all know about poppy red?
What y'all know about poppy seeds?
Poppy seeds. Poppy red.
It's poppy.
Yeah, but this came out
Silver
real nice,
dollar
man.
gray with the black ledges. It's hot.
Official.
Conversations with Malik, man.
This is it, man. This is where the movement starts.
So tune in Friday night. I got a great interview. We got William Santos coming in, and we're going to talk about juvenile delinquency. I just finished reading the book. So Miss T, shout me out, Harlem Heroine. I give you the book. You got to read it.
Yeah, I'm ready. I can't wait to read that book.
We got some people coming, other people coming on. I'm excited about these interviews. I'm excited about the people. We got a bunch of people lined up.
Yeah, man. We got some.
And we're going to have them in here.
Some music business people as well, too, is coming on.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to lock in, some situations.
And it's going to be nice, man. And listen, so I just want to tell anybody, listen, work with people. Don't be afraid to work with people. Me and my brother here, we're working together to do a show. It takes teamwork.
Yes, sir.
To make,
Right.
everything happen.
Yeah, you can't do it by yourself, man.
You can't do it by yourself.
You always need a team of people, great minds, people that would encourage you.
I tried for years.
Yeah.
Yo, you wear yourself out trying to do everything.
Yeah. I mean, you could be savvy in multiple things, but when you run in a business and trying to do everything on your own, it's tough, man. It's tough.
It's tough. And other people bring things to the table.
Exactly. You got different minds,
Like you with that damn clip art, fucking clip art.
Clip art.
Clip man.
I just was playing with that, yo.
Yo, you nice with that.
I'm doing some nice stuff. Nice stuff with that.
So what are you like, the art director of the show, of the imagery?
Man, I just try to my thing is, man, I just try to get in where I fit in, man. That's the type of person I'm easy to work with. I try to get in where I fit in. I try to stand out more. I think it's important to stand out because when you quiet, you ain't gonna get so much but so far. Once you quiet, nobody know you there if you quiet.
Your imagery is your creative skills are kind of ill with the whole imagery and the concepts and all that, man.
I appreciate
That's
it. That's
good, man. I appreciate you for that, man. And listen, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Tracy, listen. Tracy, I want you to inbox me because I want to get you on, and I want to, I want me and you to have a conversation. So inbox me, man. And anybody else that's interested in coming on the show, we'll send you the pre-interview questionnaire. And, we'll get you on, man, and we'll talk about life and transformation. And you can also call in, too. So if you can't actually come, we'll have you call in. And listen, thanks for tuning in. We're here in our new studios. We're happy. We're blessed.
Beautiful. What's that? Poppy Red Studio?
The Poppy Red Studios. Conversations with Malik, man. Peace and blessings.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we out.